Squirrel. Good day. I am back in the town of Devon. I was here a couple months ago and kind of did the path that circled the river and went a little bit inbound and kind of stuck to the north end of town. Right now I'm south of the hospital and I'm going to try and do a south bit of the Devonian Trail. Part of it will be in parallel with the highway, so might end up being a little bit noisy. Whatever. 4 degrees right now, bit of a breeze. Nice and sunny today. So I'm kind of walking through this residential area, and I'm thinking this will take me to the Devonian Trail that parallels the highway. Let's find out. This is a newish part of Devon. Looks like it's from, I don't know, the 1990s, early 2000s. Okay, this is part of the Devonian Trail that parallels the highway. If I'd come from that way, I could have come right from the hospital directly. And now I'm going to head south. This will take me just about to Highway 19. I'm kind of a stickler for noise, so these houses that are right adjacent to the highway, I would not like that. Not anymore. We bought our house in Elmwood back in 2006, and it was almost a forced purchase because we wanted to get in a house and the market was just flying. Houses were increasing by $10,000 a month. So we got that house, and it didn't really bother me to begin with, but then we were not directly backing onto White Mud Drive, but kind of the other side of the street from it. And the noise that would just come up over the berm was deafening. And then in a hot summer, they were paving the white mud, and the wind was just right that the smell was coming up off the White Mud Drive and just wafting into our window because our bedroom faced towards White Mud. And I thought, never again am I going to live that close to a busy road. Time will tell, but that is my stance on that right now. Still shooting for my 10-kilometer plus one-time walk record. Don't know if I'll get there today. I don't know these trails. I guess I can always do a double loop. It turns out to be shorter. But I haven't hit that 10-kilometer mark yet. Okay, turning east now. We're going to follow the power lines to the very southeast part of town. Trail is melted off good, and a fair amount of gravel on here for traction on this paved path. Just some puddly spots. So wear your waterproof shoes. Looks like this path is lit with solar lights. So in the nighttime or evening time, it should be a lit path. Not sure if they last all night, especially if the day has been cloudy, but regardless, there is some light here. Wore 2 layers again today. Hope I don't regret it. Man, those things are big. I don't know if the perspective is there on video, but I think I mentioned this before, and there used to be controversy around living against or backing on to transmission lines and them causing cancer or other medical problems. I don't know, has that been debunked? I guess I would rather not. But, you know, you get this nice green space behind your house, even though the wires are there. Elderly lady up there walks at a better pace than I do. Mind you, I'm kind of backing off to give her her space. Probably won't be able to hear it on video, but you can hear the pulsing going through the power lines. I think I have too sensitive a nose. I smell laundry and burnt rubber. Very strange combination. I didn't bring my walking stick. I don't know what I'm going to get into here, but I did wear my hiking shoes. I went to go buy a new pair, but the Mark's work warehouse near me really didn't have anything that I wanted. Plus I got to buy wide shoes, so kind of limits my choices. There's two people going off that way on a man-made path. And then this trail, I think, comes to an end at the road. I think I'm getting too many shots of the sky like that. Makes my thumbnails look repetitive. What are you gonna do? It's what I see. I think there's a trail across the street that'll take us into the trees. We'll give it a shot. I'll have to test it for safety before I go too deep into the woods. This is called the Beaver Loop Trail, and it borders the Imperial land, which I think there's an old oil battery down the way that this might parallel with. An ungroomed trail, so be sure of your footing. The snow is pretty soft right now, so I'm getting okay traction. But it is uneven. There it is. Mundane Man effect. See how much of a challenge this gully is. There is loose snow at the sides to walk in. But up there looks a little icy by that spruce tree. I'm hitting the turf. And tripping on tree stumps. Okay, the trail goes down into that valley. I think I'm going to stay up top here and follow this trail. I'm not feeling overly confident about traction today. Not too many people have come through here, and there's a lot of sink hazards. It's only up to your ankle or so, but a little wonky. Not keeping a good pace here. This is kind of where all the snow drifted, and now I'm trudging through it. The odd person has been through here to pack it down, though. I would have liked to have been down in that valley, but with the melting we've had and everything, it just seemed a little sketchy. So we'll just keep following the trail at the top here. A weird time of year to try and find easy paths to walk. Not really easy, but safe, you know. I want the exercise, but I don't want it to be dangerous. I'm walking through a sizable snowdrift here. Sunk up to halfway up my shin and close to my knee a couple times already. Kind of breaking new trail out here too. People have been out here, but not for a while by the look of it. Apparently they're smarter than I. All I know is I'm going to do what I can not to go back that way. Coming up to a fenced area here, so I'm hoping that doesn't force me back the same way I came. The words mean one thing, but the fact that they were too cheap to extend the fence means another. And I'm going to follow this path here, which is packed down and icy, which I assume is from humans and possibly animals. and see where it takes me. I'm giving this trail a rating of dicey at best. This walk was, I'm going to say, a little bit stupid today. Mind you, the worst thing is just sinking into the snowdrift. Whose idiotic idea was this? Well, this is a sign that this is a path. It's just not well used in the winter. It was good and solid. It looked kind of sketchy, but good God, I'm sweating. I think this is the trail they call Battery Trail, because this used to be an old oil or gas battery. We've obviously stopped processing liquids and gases here. But it also means there's probably contamination that they refuse to clean up too. They always leave it on the premise that, oh, we might be back. Way too many wells in this province that have been abandoned and left to rot and leak. Other than my feet crunching in the snow, though, the peace and quiet ratio is 10 out of 10. Now, we got a bit of a downhill to go here, which also means what goes down must come up. Worst case, I can come back this way to get up. Who knows what lays beyond. Somebody's been through here, maybe in the last day or two. Hard to get the perspective, but it's a pretty deep ravine down there. I don't know what's at the bottom of it, if there's a creek or a path. That was when I started out this journey, walking through the snowdrifts, trying to stay up top. I was trying to avoid going down there because I didn't know what was there. By the look at this path, though, I'm going all the way down to the bottom to find out. I guess I'm too anxious to discover these trails. I want to get out on them, but the amount of snow we had this year and the way it drifted in these trees increases the difficulty. Birds talking to each other. I am mystified how that loud sound can come out of such a tiny little bird. Okay, so apparently that trail I was on, they're calling the Pleated Woodpecker Trail, and then down that way goes to the campground, and I'm going to assume this way carries on along the river to the Devon golf course. Let's find out, shall we? That's the Devon campground. I think, like I said, they call it the Lions campground. When we get our RV, that'll probably be one of our first camping sites. It's only 20 minutes from home, and give us a chance to learn about our rig when we finally buy it. This is packed snow on this trail. Almost looks like a bit of a road, but it almost feels like I could sink into it at any time, though. Somebody on the outskirts of the trail did a little bit. Interesting landscape. That spruce tree up there. Don't look like it's going to hold up for long. It's amazing what trees will hold on to, though, before they actually tumble down. Here's a trail map for posterity's sake. So I parked here and then walked down, followed this path here, then started heading this way. And this was the trail I was following. Not the easiest trail this time of year because it's all drifted snow. And then I ended up coming all the way down to here. So either I can go back here and head that way, or I can follow this trail here, which kind of keeps me in the river valley, I think. I think I'll do that, and then maybe come up the stairs here and start walking back to my car this way. Well, we'll see where the path takes us. Let's see, they got hookups. It's only 15 amp hookups and water at these particular sites. This path looks kind of groomed. I hope I'm not messing up the cross-country ski path. Nobody else has walked here, so I think maybe I was supposed to be on that side of the fence. Oopsie. You know how soon in advance you got to book in this campground. Lions Club. I assume that's privately owned, right? I need to remember too, any temperature above 0 and the sun is shining, one layer is plenty. I'm baking like a Thanksgiving turkey. That's a long time. Nobody out here right now. Skiing, that is. I guess the trails must be just shite after this kind of melting. And you are allowed to walk here. Just try and stay off the groomed parts. Across the way and way up there is where I do my country walk. Basically the trail follows along the river. And over there where the log jam is, if you head in there a bit, that's where I found that little Heidi cabin that somebody was building. You can hear water flowing, but the river on the surface looks frozen. I would suggest keep off. First time I've walked on this side of the river. Usually on the other side. That's neat. Stairs to drop down to the riverbank. Probably launch your kayak or canoe there or something. That riverbank looks so sandy and sketchy, like it could slough off at any time. There's a little one over there where it kind of broke away. That's a little ominous, eh? Imagine just walking along and hearing whoosh, boink, knock you on the head. My watch said I'm already at 5 kilometers. So I may break the 10-kilometer mark today. I can safely say though, this has not been a casual walk. I still got to get to the top of the hill yet and head south a couple kilometers. Apparently I hit the traffic zone, past 7 people. Other than that, very peaceful down here. There are a number of benches along the way too here, so if you're pooped and need a rest, got a place to do it. Bit of a view of the river. You can see it really flowing underneath the ice over there. The ice is usually thinnest towards the shore, right? Nice and cool in the trees here. Okay, we made it to the water treatment plant, and the trail goes off this way. I truly want to keep going that way though. Let's see how we get there. Probably just have to follow the fence around. You don't want anybody messing with their infrastructure. And this is a very northwest corner of the Devon golf course. I think it's going to take us up to the road. I'm not going to take that path though. I use the most worn one here. Bit of a switchback to get up here so far. Good climb. It's not like stairs, but it certainly gets the heart rate up. And hopefully I can scale this hill without slipping back down again. Snow is fairly soft, but in the shade here, it's kind of got a hard, crusty surface. Yeah, they don't really let you go down through that way. Continue up the switchback. Steep climb, but so far I'm sticking to the snow. Barely. Kind of duck walking here. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm gonna keep going up. I knew when I went down I had to go back up again. Do I hit the street or carry on the trail? Well, this is all about getting out in nature, so let's stay in nature for a bit longer. Oh, that was nice and flat. I'm finally getting my breath back. So I still got to climb higher yet. It's quite a deep river valley all through following the North Saskatchewan. So you can either go up the road or carry on the trail, which looks like it heads down. Let me ponder. Decided to carry on going up. I'm going to go up to the Old Town Loop, which is unfortunately goes through some of the residential, but it'll be okay. It's a pretty quiet town. This is part of the Old Town Loop that I did a couple months ago, where I circle all the way around. Above where I just walked, down below is the campground and the golf course. I'm kind of backtracking now. My watch just said I hit 7 kilometers and it tracks less. And I'm not even heading towards my car yet. Guess I won't get home till dinner time. I think it's already almost been 2 hours. What is it with me and coming across sewer smells? I assume it's the runoff. And it's venting out the manholes and stuff. But it seems to accost me. Campground and golf course are all down there. And that's where I walked. And now I'm going to continue up top on this loop. This trail looks dicey at best, though. I mentioned that the south part of the Devonian Loop there is lit. But over here on the Old Town Loop, there's no lighting. And some of it's through the trees here, so it would be quite dark at night. And if you're looking for sure footing, there'd be lots of black ice that you wouldn't be able to see in the dark. There's been like virtually nobody out here. Such a beautiful day too. But some of these trails have been pretty sketchy. Water just flows over top of it. And got no traction, period. So that's the fence I was following kind of way back in there before I started heading down the hill towards the river. I kind of made a full circle here, except, you know, I will have circled this whole piece of property. My knees and my feet might be telling me that I took on more than I should have. Because if it ends up being over 10 kilometers, that's 10 kilometers of up and down hills and trudging through shin-deep snow and stuff. Plus I'd probably sweated off 2 gallons of water and didn't bring any with me to recharge. That was dumb. It's getting to be that time of year. Oh, I didn't mention though, this part of the trail is lit though. was just back at the very east part, but as you went through the trees there were no lights. Okay, now I'm just walking to hit that 10-kilometer goal. I think the enjoyment out of it is gone now. Just walking in my hoodie though, I took my jacket off. I think it's got to be warmer than 5. That's what it was supposed to get to today. I like the puffy clouds around the sun. When I took this trail, I started heading west there because I had to go to the north to get my car. But today, I still got to get to the hospital where I parked, which I believe is still over there. So let's take this other path that takes us south. I think I'll end up hitting the Devonian Trail again, where the power lines are. Every time I'm walking and I get to this point, I'm always like, well, maybe if I take a shortcut over through the residential to get to my car. And then I check my mileage and I've gone 9.3 kilometers. It's like, oh, so close to 10 kilometers. Why didn't you just stick it out and take the long way around? Well, hopefully I'm doing that today. I'm getting pretty pooped though. You know, I'm going to rate this town overall as uber peaceful. Especially back here in the southeast corner of it. No overhead planes today, and the highway noise can't be heard down here. Good God, these paths just keep going on and on. I felt obligated to have a heavy-duty walk today because I know we're going to have a carb-filled dinner. I think we're having Indian food tonight. We'll see. Oh, another hill. See, if we did buy a house out here, that'd kind of be the one I'd be looking for. One where you can get your trailer in your backyard and it had an oversized garage. Well, we're just about back to the power lines we were underneath. That means we've got a kilometer or more to go. Now this is where I left the Devonian Trail and went into the trees that way. Started out as a big mistake. Now let's double back, follow the power lines to the highway and get to the car. My phone battery is just about dead, so not sure how much more I can film. Once I got back on the pavement, my pace has been pretty good. Can feel it in the old gluteus maximus though. I just checked the weather and it got up to 8 degrees out here. Thought it was only supposed to get to 4. But no wonder I'm sweating, having 2 layers on. I took my jacket off halfway through the trip. Getting tired of carrying it though. Hey, roofing companies. A few of these houses here have probably hit the 20-year mark and are due for new shingles. Maybe you want to come out to Devon and start door knocking or handing out pamphlets. Yeah, there's quite a few houses along here that have reached the end of their roof life. Lasted a lot longer than mine though. Okay, feet sore, back sore. My gimbal ran out of battery. Must be time to be done. Not too far from the hospital now, following the highway. So I'll be happy when this walk is over. Well, just about back to the hospital where I parked my car. After a long walk like this, maybe that was strategic. So, not my most well thought out path to go, with some of those trails that you really need to wait for spring or summer. But we made it. Did a big loop around Devon, at the bottom of the river and at the top. So it was a solid walk for sure. When we get to the car, we'll see how we did. Wow, that was a personal best. 12.44 kilometers. And I felt every bit of those last 2.5 kilometers trying to get to my 10-kilometer goal, and I certainly blew past that one. It was a long walk, it was a tiring walk, and I did it in about 2 hours and 50 minutes. So not a very good pace, but going through some of those trails and stuff was on the difficult side. And you know, I did good time when I was walking on pavement, but other than that, it was a really good walk. And I did about 18,500 steps in that whole process. So, good day, broke my record, and even surpassed it by 20%. So that is pretty awesome. Until the next one.